Welcome to the Info Drop Show. I'm David. That's your co-host, main host, Sarge.
Mm.
Um, to start off, we're gonna expand on our AI topic. We got a lot of good feedback from that, and you guys seem to enjoy it. We got like a few comments for the first show, so we're gonna expand on those. So to start off, the dangers of AI. Um, I just want to hit on that because we went over it, but a lot of more stuff has come aware to me after like doing more research after the show. And yeah, so a few months back, a few months back, Elon Musk sent out a deep fake of Kamala Harris. Um, we'll probably pull the tweet up afterwards, but there's a clip. It was parody. Parody's legal in America, but it honestly was very, very realistic.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time. Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking. The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring. And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. You think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Gillette.
So the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, Gavin Nuisance, as I like to call him, but he essentially said that he was going to sign a bill the next week that made deepfake AI illegal. Sarge, can you look that up and see if he actually ended up signing that, or if that was just a talking point for him? And while you do that, I'll keep going. But where I'm going with that is, um, so we are seeing some step towards, um, towards regulating it. Um, I did, I agree that we should regulate it. Um, but it's parity at the end of the day for America. But yeah, Gavin Newsom. I'm sure it's only politically charged in that sense. If it was a Republican that got deepfake, there's no way he would essentially regulate it. But we are seeing steps towards regulating our AI. But but that's just the shallow part. I mean, it gets deeper. So what we
Well,
really didn't talk about was uncontrollable self-aware AI.
yeah, that
Um,
AI is very, very dangerous, really, when you have that kind of advanced ability.
and the thing with AI is once you have that set of code out, there's no going back. Um, we made a mistake in the last show. We said that AI was open source. It's not open source, but it is very, very insecure. Like anyone could go in there, copy that code line, and have your own GPT-4.
Oh yeah, anybody can do
But
that. Yeah.
right, so Yeah, so that's really just the main, not really the main, but that's really the what would lead to the downfall of humanity as we know it would be uncontrollable self-aware AI. And if you want to expand on that, Sarge, you can.
Well, and yes, well, AI can do so much whenever the self awareness.
And with privacy violations as well. Um, the CIA with AI, it's just dangerous. We're not really free in a sense. The government's watching what we're doing right now. We know this. We
Okay,
know they're in our phone, but
let's let
with
me
AI, that can make it.
let me get point out what currently what AI is able to do and what some people are currently using it for. Like I have an article here that says, and it's from BBC. This is a BBC article. It says a musician in the U.S. has been accused of using artificial intelligence (AI) tools and thousands of bots to fraudulently stream songs billions of times in order to claim millions of dollars in royalties. This man created bots to boost I'm assuming to boost the plays of this song to gain the royalties off of the every play. And say stuff like that is insane. I mean, the abilities to abuse this technology like that. I mean, and it even gets even better right here. The latest Alien movie, Alien Romulus, it has a AI portrayal of a dead actor, Ian Holm. Yeah, Ian Holm.
We'll add a picture of him on the screen. I've never heard of him, but
He
yeah.
he also starred in he died in 2020 at the age of 88, and he starred in movies The Lord of the Rings. He played Bilbo Baggins and various other movies. Yeah, they used his CGI face that was done by AI in this movie because he started in the movie back in 1979, the original Alien movie, and that's why they wanted to bring him back. But they used AI to do that, and it's crazy to say that AI can bring back the dead in a way. I mean, just like with the holograms, we've seen the holograms, long dead musicians on stage performing. Sure, AI plays a role in a lot of
And yeah,
that.
right. But the future of acting is interesting because I've studied that field pretty well. So I know there's patents involved that won't allow AI to take human art. Um, they won't be able to take your acting jobs, but unless it is consented throughout the whole cast. So yeah, I just think the essence of acting just lies in the human experience. So I believe actors will play a vital role in the entertainment
Oh
industry.
yeah, most definitely.
But right. But yeah, I mean, most importantly, it will ruin our economic industry just due to rapid changes, um, exponential changes that will make, you know, it's just cheaper, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess that's what
when you have when you have the ability to just create content so fast like AI can, I mean, it cuts down a lot of the labor needed to create these effects and just a whole world of different things. But staying on the topic, I have another interesting news article here, and this is from Vanity Fair. The headline reads, "Dizzying deepfakes and personalized propaganda. Welcome to the AI election." This is concerning the upcoming election and how AI is going to more than likely play a role in the decision made. Like right here, it states AI generated videos of things like Will Smith and Donald Trump eating spaghetti together. I mean, I remember I've actually seen that clip. It's I mean, you can definitely tell it's AI generated though. At least I could. But
Yeah, but the elderly people that didn't
oh
grow up
yeah,
on technology,
yeah, the older generation,
I
it's hard for them to distinguish.
I was right, and I'll give you a story. I was playing Madden on my console a few years back, and my dad thought it was an actual football game. So,
Well, I mean, yeah, these
so you know,
video games, yeah, the graphics levels are getting outstanding. I mean,
but
photorealistic
yeah,
textures. But anyways, yeah,
but back to what
AI.
you were saying. I mean, this is definitely the first election that we are going to see AI in.
Well, I mean, the last one did have some
After
too. Last one did actually have. I mean, AI was around then. It just wasn't as advanced as it is now. Now it's, yeah, like you said, this is going to be something totally new to everybody. This is going to be uh, new to the world. Advancement of this technology and the use it's going to play. You know.
And I think we should recommend policy solutions from our lawmakers so we can mitigate the greatest risk of our election system. Um, but in the past, our elections have been compromised, as you can see
Yeah.
clearly from the January 6th riots, and well, not really a riot, but the Jan 6
Yeah.
definitely.
That whole incident. Yeah.
So I'm not sure, but bad actors could just use AI tools to create and distribute convincingly false messages about where to cast your ballot.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
discourage them, discourage them from showing up to their polling locations in the first place, right? Um, we've seen in the media, the Kamala Harris campaign has been gaslighting America. They'll show that she's leading in the polls, right?
Yeah.
So will she have? Well, the way they're saying it is or the way they're putting it is that she's very high up in the polls, right? But we know time and time
Apparently.
again with the 2016 election that polls don't matter.
Well, the
Election
2020
turnout,
election, yeah, like the 2020 election, yeah.
right? And election like voter turnout probably gets deteriorated due to the fact that they already think their candidate's leading in the polls, so they're not going to show up. So this might actually be a win for Trump. I'm not trying to get political, but
Well, yeah,
you know,
it could play in his
look,
favor as well. Yes.
it goes hand in hand. But the thing is, the AI only follows certain algorithms, right? Because I mean, we're still in the early stages. Um, so yeah, you could kind of compare it to the election polls that, or the fake election polls that Kamala Harris has put out. So
Okay.
which one's more dangerous, right? The fake polls or AI deepfakes?
Well, both of them are dangerous. I mean, we don't need fake polls, but we also don't need this fake content. I mean, this generated content. But and going back to what you were saying about this bill, well, this ain't necessarily a bill. This is a international AI treaty that was signed yesterday, or the news came out yesterday. This is on Reuters. It says U.S., Britain, and EU to sign first international AI treaty. Okay, it has not been signed yet, but they're planning to. The first legally binding international AI treaty will be open for signing on Thursday by the countries that negotiated it, including the EU members and the U.S. and Britain, and the Council of Europe Human Rights. the AI convention, which has been in the works for years, was it okay? That's just going over the history. But what? Okay, what um, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, like I said before, there's just no way to actually regulate AI.
It's hard to regulate something like this because essentially, I mean, because AI is unpredictable.
'Cause I'm not really educated in the AI convention, and the treaty that they apparently are putting out, but reading up on it, it says it's been in the works for years and was adopted in May between 57 countries.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, it was negotiated by 57 countries.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm for it. I think it protects human rights.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a step towards regulation of this technology. I mean, it's a step in the right
Yeah,
direction per se.
every human is going to be affected by AI, rather that be job competition or just, you know, the economic state after AI becomes more normalized or mainstream. Right now it's sort of niche, just because not many people know how to work it, but I feel like as the future comes, or as we approach an era where these kids are growing up with AI. So that's all, how we grew up with the internet. They're growing up with AI.
Yeah, they're growing up
So
with a whole. I mean, I mean, the internet as well, but now the internet with AI. I mean, because you could just type in whatever you want, and it's going to give you something. It may not be what you exactly want, but it's going to give you something. And I just remembered, and that goes back to what I was saying in the previous episode about how AI's decision making, how we are not able to understand why it makes these decisions. Not always. Sometimes you can understand why, but not. But most of the time, like you put a couple words in and it spits out this image. Like, how did it come up with this particular image?
right. Um so the way they see it is humans are obviously going to go extinct at one point. So we need a
Yeah,
predecessor, which that would
yeah,
be AI. That would be AI. You know, so yeah, the AI is definitely the future. Humans
yeah.
are not
There's no stopping
forever.
it.
So I mean, you just have to really embrace it. Um, be skeptical, but embrace it. It's
Yeah,
the future.
we have to move forward because it's not going anywhere, and it's here to stay. So we just have to make the best of it, I suppose.
Yeah, and we're gonna cap this off. I guess I'll just give you guys advice on how to spot what is AI and what's not. If you want to add any closing comments, Sarge, go ahead.
Uh, well, they are so mainstream in modern society now.
Oh shit, yeah.
We can about guarantee that it's going to play a role in everybody's life. It's going to play a role in you, the listener or viewer's life. Is is here. So, and I actually just found something. When you was talking about open source AI, I found it's a new open source AI model is smashing the competition. This was posted 21 hours ago by OpenAI, which is a company that runs an AI platform, and it has been trained using reflection tuning, a technique developed to enable LLMs. I have no idea what that is, but if anybody in the comments can, if anybody wants to leave a comment and explain what that is, please do. To fix their own mistakes. Basically, they're giving AI the ability to fix its own mistakes. Like if it messes up something, it can go back and fix it. It can correct itself more or less. It's self teaching per se, which I mean AI more or less is self teaching. But
And like I said earlier, there's no coming back from that. But
no,
here are a
there ain't.
few ways. Here are a few ways that you can actually depict what's AI and what's not.
Okay.
You can zoom in on the pictures. Um, Sometimes they'll have more fingers. Sometimes the eyes will be distorted in a way. But if you just zoom into the picture, like a year ago, there was a Donald Trump getting arrested, a fake AI image that went viral,
Yeah, it was a deep fake. Yeah.
which was a deep fake, yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, like I said, you can obviously tell they're fake. Just zoom in on the photo, and you can see distorted objects. Just because AI is not perfect yet, but in the future, it'll obviously be harder
Yeah, I
to
mean,
tell.
there's little signs in there, and I was actually discussing this with somebody the other day that,
And yeah, yeah, yeah.
well, that, AI is still, I mean, it's getting better. I've noticed a lot, it's getting a lot better at it, but it has a lot of trouble making hands. Like, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you, the viewer, has seen it in places where you have these AI images of people, and you just look at their hands, and sometimes they'll have like a lot of fingers, or like their thumb be going through, or this something will be off. But here lately, with the most recent AI generated images I have seen, it is actually they're getting a lot better at the hands, and I mean, like you was saying, there's these little fine details that you can see in these images. So you know that it's an AI generated image. All right, and now with Russia and Ukraine war is our next topic,
This
and
should be interesting.
yeah, it very well.
A lot of updates as
Yeah,
of late.
a lot of updates. And we're going to start with the latest update, which was a Russian missile attack on the Ukrainian town of, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Lviv. It's Lviv. I don't even know how you pronounce it, but it kills at least 7 people. But according to the Russian Ministry of Defense, the strike on the training center killed and wounded 500 mercenaries from Europe.
Yeah, and over the past couple days, Ukraine has been seeking aid from Germany and these other European countries to stop the invasion by Russia. So also we noticed or we learned that there were peace talks and Putin's doing a victory lap, getting
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Ukraine has made no advancements on their front, and Russia has just been piling through as we see. But be careful what you be careful what you actually take to be fact, because a couple, or actually I'll say a few podcasters actually got indicted for spreading Russian propaganda. Um, Tim Cass, Dave Rubin. I'm not sure who the last guy is, but you're also a piece of shit. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I do want to put your name. I'm gonna put all their faces on here just so everyone knows. But anyways, they were getting funneled money, and this was like $100,000 a show.
Yeah, it's
Um,
insane. It's insane.
Spread Russia propaganda. But we also have a problem in the United States of misinformation for Ukraine, as we've seen in the past.
Oh, yeah.
So my thoughts, and this is all I want to say, is I think we should be America first, and we should just cut all foreign aid to non-NATO allies.
Yeah, why are we funding other people's wars? I mean,
Because they want it to
we
be
have a
profitable.
history of it. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. But it's ridiculous, though. I mean, like,
There seems
just today, U.S. announces more aid for Ukraine at critical, and this is in quotes, critical moment in war with Russia. But, of course, the leader of Ukraine says more is needed. He's going to always say that.
Right, and he's pushed for Kamala Harris just because he knows if Trump gets in office,
Yeah, I mean,
that war will be over in a few months. But anyways, I do want to expand on that. Biden signed a border bill.
mm,
Um, Turns out inside of that border bill, we were giving Ukraine more aid,
yeah,
billions,
he put
billions of
that
our
in there.
taxpayer money
Yeah.
for a war that we have no business being in. Um, at what point are the Russians going to be like, okay, this can't happen. We got to set our sights on America.
Well, for one, I don't know. I haven't seen his point of view on light on any of it, but Putin, I believe, understands that what our federal government is doing, what they are doing, is not the will of the people. And I mean, we know that as well. But I believe he understands that, and that is why he's not looking at the United States citizens as a whole as being the enemy. It's just the few leaders in Washington. That believe that is what he is saying, and I don't know that. That is just my opinion. Take it however you want, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I will say this. Our government is compromised. A few days ago, we actually saw where not a Russian spy, but a Chinese spy who was pretty much put in their position by the governor of New York, right?
Yeah.
Obvious liberal.
Oh yeah.
Um, I want to name drop, but I don't want to get the name wrong. But a politician actually slept with her and was thinking about getting married. But yeah, she was getting funneled money from China to release our secrets. I don't know all the details because it's so early, but our government is compromised and our media is compromised. Um, Satanic people.
Yeah. I mean, it's beyond that. I'm sure too.
Our media is corrupted by outside foreign influences. Our elections are foreign influenced. We need to be America first.
Yeah. Well,
Patriot. If you're a true American patriot, you know we need to be America first. No more wars.
Well, as much as we would love no more wars, that's never gonna happen. There's always gonna be somebody fighting somebody over something. It's just
Right.
it's just
Right.
the human experience.
A certain ethno-religion, if you will.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's all I'm going to say on that because this podcast would probably get taken down. Just
Yeah, we will. We may do a special on that or something in the
put it on
future.
Patreon or something.
Yeah, we in the future we may very well do that. But anyways, so do you have any other
Well, yeah.
points? Okay.
Pretty much the bottom line I'd like to say is no more funding of Ukraine would be priority number one for, just a logical politician. Like these career politicians that get in here and they get funneled money back into our politicians' pockets that we're sending to Ukraine for career politicians. In my opinion, I don't think any government job was ever supposed to be a full-time job.
No.
Congress only meets once a month. I mean, not once a month, but once a year.
Look, these, and you bring up a great point. You bring up a very good point. See, representatives and senators, all of them, everybody's probably heard this before. This has been talked about time and time again. Term limits for Congress. Term limits for Congress. I mean, you got term limits for the president, okay, and vice president. So why not Congress? I mean, and also the Supreme Court judges, they need term limits. So I think every government branch needs term limits because that keeps the inflow of these old ideals everything changes over time, and if you live in the past, you're never gonna move forward. So we need this. We need these, new elected senators. We need more. And I wouldn't say necessarily a turnover rate, but you get what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, you're never gonna get anything done
Yeah,
in office if you have the same geezers
that's been in there for 50 years. I mean, come on.
blocking every bill. It's illogical. Look at foreign. Well, America's the greatest country in the world, in my opinion. But if you look at foreign, their how they elect their electors. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of it's similar. You see, the U.S. has been pushing every other country in the world to take the same shape as our government. So because it's easy to control. They done got it rigged so well that, I mean, then now the population accepts it. I mean, we're no longer trying. I mean, yeah, there's people like us that are, against it, trying to fight the system, but
yeah. In my honest opinion, I think more power should be over the states. I think every individual state should have more power than.
well, each state is a sovereign state. Texas has said that plenty of times. They've been the biggest.
Yeah, but any federal bill will be able to override any state bill.
Yeah, the so-called trumps the bill. You get, yeah, a federal bill will always, I mean, the way they have it written, will always override a state bill.
So, I think personal freedom should be left up to the states. I think we should have less government. And the electoral college, I think we should go by the popular vote, and that's just me.
Well, I don't know, because that can become a messy subject there too. Because, I mean, when you go off of popular vote,
you have 6 cities that pretty much determine our whole election, right?
yeah, because of the population of them.
Right.
If you go off popular vote, you're going to run into this issue: illegal immigrants voting. I mean, there you go. If you go off popular vote, they would dominate probably, and that's sad. That's the sad truth right there.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, it could be done in a better way. I'm not no political scientist when it comes to stuff like that. Like when it comes to elections and voting and the whole electoral college system. I'm not versed in that.
Yeah, because for people that live in Florida, it's disproportionate for people, or the voting power for people in like Montana, right? Your vote's not there.
Yeah, because Montana doesn't have a big population.
Right, your vote's not. It's not going to seem like your vote's counting the same.
Yeah, it's going to be like your vote doesn't matter.
100%. So I think that's just my opinion. If anyone in the comments wants to grill me on this, you can. But I just feel like we should go.
Yeah, I mean, we want our viewers and listeners feedback. We want feedback. So please don't hesitate to leave a comment.
I love censure. But
so I think we're going to wrap this episode up of the Info Drop Show. We've discussed a good bit here, and in the next show we're gonna probably continue on with some of these topics and further, and we would love feedback. So please don't hesitate to put your own opinion in the comments or on any of the topics we have discussed today. We would love to hear everyone's ideas on everything. So, till next time, I am Sarge.
David.
And this has been the Info Drop Show.